Here we go, people. We're back at you once again with another podcast.
Oh, shit,
Yes.
son. Another motherfucking podcast?
Here we go. Today, this time around, I think what we're going to do is talk about, movies, and we're going to be answering some questions from another YouTuber, Daniel Santana. Now, I know you've picked up some movies lately on DVD, so I kind of wanted to go over, like, what films you got and which ones you watched and what are your thoughts on those films?
Well, hell, I've been going up to Goodwill lately and scoring up there because they've been having them like dirt ass cheap for like 50 cents to $1, and
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you go up there, you spend like $12-13 and you get like damn near 20 movies. It's like shit, I ain't gonna pass that up.
Right. So what are some of the films you picked up?
I picked up some good old classics that I've seen, and picked up a bunch I haven't seen, and I think one of the ones I got that was a great score was a 3-pack of the Wrong Turn movies.
Right on. What'd you pay for those?
For the whole 3-pack, I paid $1.50 for it.
That's not bad at all. So that's 50 cents a movie.
Yeah, and plus, you check them, it's like hell, like they all look like brand spanking new, like they were just bought from a store, unwrapped, and then just here you go, Goodwill, you guys could sell that.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens sometimes.
Yeah, what's great is all these movies I've been picking up are like that. Like everyone's like brand new, ain't got a scratch, a mark,
nothing,
anything on them. Like they were handled with care. Like maybe watched one time and put back in the case and put on a rack or something. And
that's cool. So like, what else did you get?
I got a good old Stone Cold Steve Austin classic. Probably my favorite movie of his is The Condemned.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good action film.
I like the part with him and Nathan Jones, where he's telling him, like, stay down, we're gonna have a problem. And he stands up and he's just over towering Steve Austin, and Steve just looks up and goes, yeah, we're gonna have a big fucking problem.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah. That movie was cool, and to find that was great. And I also found an old school horror movie I've been looking for a while. Every copy I've ever came around, whether it be at like a pawn shop, flea market, whatever, is always like in horrible condition, and it's just like, yeah, fuck that, pass, But when I saw this copy, checked it out, popped it out, looked at it, I was like, wow, this motherfucker's like in brand new shape. Hell yeah! And I think I've only paid like $1 for it or something. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's well worth it.
Yeah, not bad at all. Well, what are some of the films that you've been watching that you picked up?
Oh, I watched a really cool one called Cop Shop.
Yeah, I've never heard about that film before until you told me about it.
Yeah, I saw it up there one day, and I was just like, I think they wanted like $2 for it. I was like, you know what? I've never seen this movie. I've never even heard of it, but for $2, and it's perfect shape, had the slipcover still thing with it, and it was like brand fucking new, and I was like, hey, it's worth that, just check it out,
Right.
And I'm glad I did, because I watched it, and it was pretty cool. Like, it's got Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo, and like Gerard Butler plays an assassin, and he's like locked up in jail, like across from Frank Grillo, and they're like he's hired to take him out. The guy knows it, and it's like in the this other guy gets involved, starts killing all the police officers, and it's just like it was a pretty hardcore, like shoot 'em up, just funny just like some really horrible shit. Like one guy gets like shot in his legs, and Gerard Butler then grabs a can of like pepper spray or whatever, mace or whatever those cops use,
Right.
and he started like spraying them like right in the open wounds of his legs, and the guy was just fucking like screaming for his life. Like, I'm like, dude, that's horrible. You know?
Right. That is crazy.
Yeah. I watched another one. It was like a horror movie called The Frozen.
Yeah.
It was trippy.
And this was a horror film?
I guess you could consider it a horror movie. I mean, it had the kind of horror movie feel, but it's like it's not what you expect. Like, this couple goes out over this, like, to this mountains or big open field, like, in the wintertime, and, like, they unhook a snowmobile and a tent, and they go way out, like, miles into these woods, and they set up their tent, and they go off, like, joyriding, and like, they have a wreck, which at first you think, okay, they're hurt, but they're okay. They get up, find out the snowmobile's fucked, and for like, they spend days out there wondering, like, you know, they try to walk back to their truck, but they mark the area how to get back, and they get to a point where it's not marked anymore, and they're like, oh shit, like, I don't know where the markers is, and they wind up like walking in circles. And they see this guy out there, and they start to, like, you know, wave him down, like, ask him for help and this, and the guy always just like walks off. And it's just trippy. At the end, the girl, like, finally gets away, gets to a restaurant, and like she's trying to like yell out for help, and it's like nobody's even like acknowledging her. And she's yelling like, why ain't y'all hearing me? Why can't y'all answer me? And the guy that she's been seeing in the woods the whole time turns around and tells her, like, 'cause you're dead.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and telling them that the accident they had in the snowmobile, like, they didn't survive it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like, and you find out, you know, the boyfriend or whatever, like, he winds up disappearing, and you thinking, you know, makes you think that this guy killed him, but really he'd already explained himself to the guy, and what he does, he's like, the guy is like, he's kind of like a thing where he guides you into the, you know, the next world or the next life or whatever, you know.
Right.
But like, you know, he doesn't force them to, but he, like, I guess if they don't accept his help and you know, take his hand and go with them,
Like they cross on over to the other side or whatever.
Yeah, and like if they don't, they're basically stuck just to walk the world as like a spirit, like you know, like kind of like in Ghost, like with Patrick Swayze.
Right.
Like he could be walking around and nobody can see him or hear him. It's like, that would be fucking freaky.
That would be a trip, man.
Be walking around and, like, you know, nobody can see you or hear you, and it's just like, that would be such a fucking trip.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
So what else?
I think, what else have I been watching?
What else did you get? Didn't you say you got like a Christopher Walken film?
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that movie yet. The Seven Psychopaths.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I did watch this one called The Minute You Wake Up Dead, and it was pretty cool. It had a good like cast in it. You had Morgan Freeman was in it,
Right.
Cole Hauser from the second Fast and Furious movie, and
Oh yeah, he's a good actor.
yeah, he looks totally different now.
Yeah.
Like when you see him in this movie, at first you don't even think it's him. Like, and then you're looking at him like, wait, that is Cole Hauser.
Yeah, he pops up every now and then in
Yeah.
good films.
But this movie, The Minute You Wake Up Dead, it was pretty cool, but like what y'all, it just felt like. I mean, it did have some good plot twists. Like 1 minute you think this one girl's a good girl, and it's like next minute like she's the one setting the whole plan in motion. This guy this and that, and Cole Hauser winds up killing. Dude, there was a part in that movie that will shock you if you ever see it.
Right.
They're sitting there. Morgan Freeman and Cole Hauser. They're sitting there talking like. Morgan Freeman's like a cop, and he's telling him what he knows about the girl, and they're having a conversation and this and that. Like, yeah, don't tell anybody I told you this. And Cole Hauser goes, yeah, don't worry, I won't. And out of the blue, he just comes up with a gun and shoots Morgan Freeman.
Damn.
I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that was pretty good. And then another one I did watch was one called Dark Was the Night.
Well, who's in that?
It had I forgot his Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Her and what's the name of the one guy that was in? He was the lead star in The Crazies.
I know
he was also in Scream 2.
Right. I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in it, and like the only thing is like he's only like in the beginning of the movie, like he's like it's about like him, you know, it's like a family type movie. It's like you got a guy, Marissa Tomei, are like husband and wife. They got like a teenage son. I forgot his name, but I think it's Christopher Plummer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they all having like, you know, their good little family deal going, and they're at a bar one night and they're leaving, and the guy sees this other guy getting rough with a younger girl, and like he goes up, not trying to start a fight with him, he's just trying to talk to the guy. So like, look, Jake, stop. All right, no, come on, come walk with me, come talk to me, man. And you know, he tries to throw a punch at the guy hits him back, and you know, is looking at trying to just walk away, go back to his family, and the guy comes back with like a fucking tire iron and fucking clocks him and fucking kills him.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and so the rest of the movie is just about how the wife and the son are taking it. Like the wife turned to alcohol, the son feels like that he just wants to be left alone by everybody, and and it's just like it's one of them like good movies, like, you know, like it's like a more serious type movie.
Right.
And that's what's cool, is seeing, you know, not just, you go from watching like a horror movie to a good action movie, and you just, you get to like a good, like just a real life, like this, something like this could happen in real life. I'm sure it does happen in real life.
Right. Yeah, you never know. I mean, life's a trip.
And what else? Watched another. There's really a kind of a screwed up horror movie. It's called For Sale by Owner.
Yeah.
It's weird because all this stuff is going on, then at the end of the movie you find out everything that you've been watching was not even real. Like, it was just the guy had gone like into like a comatose state, and everything that was happening in the movie was just happening in his head.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's just like thinking, wait, what the fuck? Because you're thinking, you're getting to the end, a big climax, and then like you see a deal where he comes up and he like back earlier in the movie, he like during a ceremony for something that he's gonna get on stage and talk, and he just like froze. Well, you find out when he froze, or like he went into like this vegetated state, and commandeered this whole story movie up in his head, and you see at the end, like he just like he's laying there in like a bed, and his girlfriend's like, is he ever gonna come out of this? And like, we don't know. That all depends on him.
Wow.
And I'm just like, wow, okay, that was a shocker.
Yeah, that's different. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I know the next movie I got lined up to watch. I got this movie called Crave. I'm gonna watch next. It's got Ron Perlman and Edward Furlong in it.
Oh, yeah, good casting.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good, interesting movie, but it just sucks because when you see a movie and you see a bunch of good name stars in it, but you're thinking like it's you never really hear anybody talking about this movie.
Right. It's a lot of times those are like low budget films.
Yeah.
That slips under the radar.
Sometimes I like the lower budget movies compared to these movies with big monster budgets.
There's one that comes to mind that came out years ago called The Last Days of Frankie the Fly.
Okay,
have you ever seen that film?
I might have seen it years ago, but I don't really remember.
It stars Dennis Hopper, and it has an all-star cast in it, and the movie was fucking excellent, but it was a low-budget film.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And I remember seeing it like on HBO years ago, and it's somewhere in the 90s. I want to say 97, 98, something like that, maybe even 96. And I was just like, wow, this is some good acting, good storyline, and a fucking great film. And I was fortunate enough to find it years ago on DVD. And I would recommend that to anybody. It's great casting.
That's the thing about us, dude. Like, it's cool how like all our lives, that's all we've ever been into. It's just like buying and watching movies.
Right, and watching wrestling and playing video games.
I'm talking about like years ago. Like you were more into movies, and I was the wrestling fanatic. You were like the movie guy.
Right. And I still am the movie guy.
I know. I'm sure.
But I'm more into wrestling now than I was back in the day.
Yeah. I'm saying, I'm sure you could probably go out to a store now and still come walking out with a stack of movies.
Oh yeah. If I can find them on the cheap and they're films that I want, man, I'll fucking load up.
Okay.
And that's for damn sure.
If those think we're bullshitting, I've seen him fucking.
Oh yeah, we went to what was the video? What was
Family
it?
Video.
Family Video. I fucking picked up maybe 20 films.
I don't know. I know you came out with. There was a deal like it was like buy 2 get 1 free, or buy something get.
Yeah, I think it was like buy 3 get 3 free. Something like that. It could have been. It's something like that. I know it was a fucking fantastic deal going on for their used DVDs, and I would just be like, all right, after work, have payday, let's go.
Yeah. I know we went up there one time, and I looked around and found me a couple of horror movies. And thinking, oh yeah, I got me a couple movies, good deal. Right. And I look over, I see you walking my way, and you just got your fucking hands completely full of damn deep. I'm like, dude, really?
Hell yeah, I'm a movie buff. What can I say?
Yeah.
Speaking of Family Video, years ago when they were closing down, remember how we did a My Thoughts video on that?
Oh yeah.
I actually did film a video, which I haven't posted yet, of me going into Family Video, doing some filming, and picking up a DVD and a Blu-ray. I still have that video. I'm holding on to it because obviously they were closing down, and and that I don't know when I'll show that video off, but I did end up picking up some stuff there.
That's what's cool about. I don't know how they got this footage, but you watch videos now, people will show like what is like outside or inside Kmart or something in like the 80s, like
right,
shopping at Kmart in the 80s, or this place in the 80s. Like, wait, where's all this? Like, people just going through like their old footage. You'd be like, oh, we got footage at a damn Kmart.
Yeah. I like that. That reminds me, I also got a couple videos of me looking around at the wrestling figures in Toys R Us before they closed.
Yeah.
And I'm still holding on to those too that I haven't posted yet on my channel.
Toys R Us, though, dude, back in the fucking 90s, like, if you were a wrestling fan, like, Toys R Us was the fucking place to go.
Oh, yeah. That was my go-to place, I believe, for video games.
Yeah.
I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, my uncle would take us, me and my other cousin, up to Toys R Us whenever we wanted a video game, and that's where we go. And a lot of times I would also look for the, like, G.I. Joe figures, too.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you were looking for the wrestling figures at that time.
Yeah, dude. Back in the 90s, you could walk into a Toys R Us and wrestling like they'd have its own fucking aisle.
Yeah.
Because they had so much wrestling stuff. They had those Hasbro figures, they had the rings, they had the wrestling buddies, they had this. I mean, it had like wrestling. Like, you know, you'd walk by the aisles and they would say, like, you know, Transformers, G.I. Joes.
Right.
You get to one aisle and they'll say
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wrestling.
Yeah, Teenage Ninja Turtles, baby.
Oh yeah, they had it all, man. It was good times.
Yeah.
You know,
it was so funny back in the night when I was a kid. I'd get Hasbro wrestling figures. They were the same size of the Teenage Ninja Turtle figures.
Yeah.
And I'd have like the ultimate dream match. I'd have like like you have the Turtles on one side,
right.
and you have like, I think I had like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, and Demolition on the other. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Like, that would be like, dude, this would be my fucking dream match right here.
Yeah. that is pretty cool, you know. Hell yeah. I mean, Toys R Us was awesome. And, you know, I love big toy stores like that back in the day. You just, when you're a kid, you look around and everything's so big, awesome, you know.
Yeah. Dude, you know what I thought was so cool back when I was a kid?
Yeah.
My dad gave me $10 that, like, you go to... And I thought, like, man, back when you were a kid in the 80s, you thought $10 was like having like $100.
Right.
Like, I remember I think I went to Toys R Us. I bought a damn,
how much?
I bought a wrestling figure, a wrestling magazine, something else. I was like, I still had change left over.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how much were the wrestling figures back then? Like for $4.99 or something like that, $5.99.
Yeah, like, dude, they weren't more than $5.
Yeah, I mean, I know now they went through the roof.
Yeah, because like I remember when they had the fucking they had those little, remember those the old Bendies or whatever, like they did like little side, like they had like Diesel, Razor Ramon, 1-2-3 Kid, and you get those at like fucking KB Toys for like $2.99.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah. Now
it's crazy. You go to a fucking Walmart now, and they want $20 for one fucking figure.
Oh, I know. I remember years ago when I was collecting the Marvel Legends figures, they were only like $8.99, and then at some point, I don't know what year, but they like doubled in price. They're up to like now $21 or something like that. And I'm just like, no fucking way I'm paying that much.
Yeah, you can go to fucking, like back in the day, you could go to like Toys R Us or KB Toys, and you can get like wrestling figures for like $4 or $5. The next thing you know, they go up, you see like their basic figures are like $9.99, and then like if you want like one of those elite figures, which have like, I come with all these accessories or whatnot.
Right.
They want $20 fucking for
crazy. It wasn't there also, what was it called? I believe it's called Children's Palace, where you can get toys and shit just like Toys R Us. It was a big toy store. I don't know if you ever went there or even remember.
I don't recall.
Yeah. You'd
The
have
only
to.
toy store I only ever recall really truly going to was going to like Toys R Us.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because those times back then were, man, so much better.
I mean, you didn't have to just go to Toys R Us. Like, you could go to like Kmart, you know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
had Kmart, Target, you know, all those stores that
I
you
did
know,
go to
sold.
I did go to
Huh?
Kmart when we had Kmart. I picked up
Me
Marvel
too.
figures there as well back in
Yeah.
the day. I stopped collecting Marvel figures and Marvel Legends figures back in 2012.
Okay. You
You know?
remember that fucking Kmart we used to have down the road by where we lived at in Hazel
Yep,
Park?
yep.
I remember I used to go there to that Kmart, and they had like a little Caesars like
Yep.
dining place there,
Yep.
and
I remember going in there and eating pizza.
I remember going in there and getting me a sub. Like, I got like ham, cheese, tomato, and I always had asked for like this certain kind of sauce. I want to say it was like Italian, but it was like a really good tasting, and I thought that sub with that dressing on it was so good. Like, I used
Oh
to
yeah.
like I'd always be like, man, I want to go up there and get another one of them subs. Like, every time I found out my parents were going to Kmart, be like, ooh, I'm gonna go get me one of them subs while they're looking around.
I like that they put food places in stores. Like,
Yeah, they don't do that anymore
well,
now.
they do with Walmart. They got Subways inside Walmart.
Yeah, well, you know, it's weird. The Walmart I have down the street used to have a Blimpie sub shop in there,
Yeah.
and now it's like you go in there now that they took it out, and it's just they made it to where it's like a big, like their beer and wine big station at now, like wow. So, you know, I have no food place in this fucking Walmart, but I can go over down the road across the bridge and fucking go to a Walmart that's got a fucking McDonald's, a Starbucks, and all this shit inside of this one. But over here, we don't get nothing in ours.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Whatever.
You know. But yeah, those are good times, man. With the figures, I need to go in. I don't really. Once in a while, I will go in when I go into Walmart. I will check out the figures, wrestling figures and stuff, because I think it's cool. But I don't collect anymore.
Yeah. I still like. I mean, I did find. I found a couple figures at a Goodwill, and like they were like basically like $1 a piece, and they're
Right.
like, I was like, you know what, fuck it, for $1 a piece, I'll pick these up.
Well, what'd you find? Wrestling figures?
Yeah, I found like 4 wrestling figures.
Who'd you find?
Found like AJ Styles, Big E, like John Cena and Edge.
Now, from what company?
WWF.
No, I know, but like,
WWE.
huh?
WWE.
No, I know, but like, is it Hasbro figures? Is it?
No, it's like the newer model figures they have out.
Yeah, because I don't know what companies are doing WWE figures at this point.
Well, hang on, let me fucking grab one because I got them right here.
Well, you don't have the box, do you?
No, these were loose.
Oh, okay. Well, would it say on the back of their pants or something?
Yeah, it'll say something. Hang on, they're in this drawer over here.
Should say Hasbro or I don't know, Mattel. I don't know. I don't know who does figures these days.
Yeah, I know. To me, the Hasbros were always my favorite because that's like, I like the big bin ones, but
Right.
all right, let's see what this says. This says blah 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 blah. Mattel.
Mattel. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2018 Mattel of Big E.
Oh, okay. Are they all from Mattel?
I don't know. I know the Big E one is from Mattel. Let me see.
Gotcha. They probably all are, I would assume. But they do a pretty good job, it looks like.
Had to go grab them out of the drawer.
Yep.
AJ Styles is a Mattel figure.
Cool.
Let's go. He even comes with his little jacket that he wears.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. John Cena is another Mattel.
Okay,
They're all made by Mattel.
Okay,
basically.
gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I do look at them from time to time, and they do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool.
I mean, I would have loved to have these figures growing up as a kid. Like,
Yeah.
to me, you know, when we were growing up as kids, we just had those one big bendable figures
Right.
that, like, the little stiff ones that were just like in one pose.
Right.
Like, and then when you got the Hasbro figures, you can move the arms and stuff. And they're like, with these figures are like they got the legs move, the arms move. You could like, man, I would love to have these figures back when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, you can collect them now as well. You know.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
I'll probably hold on to these. Just, you know, being a wrestling fan, you know, for some cheap figures. And you
Hell
can't
yeah.
see me, John Cena. Yeah, I don't want to see fucking asshole. Fuck off.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we'll switch gears a little bit, and we're going to be answering some questions.
Oh no, not the questions, man. Not the questions.
Oh yeah, question time.
Yeah.
We got some good ones here though
All right.
from Daniel. So I don't know how many of these we're gonna get through, but we'll see what we can do. We got a lot here. We got a good one here. This is a Tatanka question
Okay.
for you. He asked, does Joe recall the Tatanka versus Mountie WWF Superstar September 19th, 1992 match? He said it's a solid bout, lasted about 7 minutes.
I don't know if it's the same match, but they do have a match on YouTube that I did watch of Tatanka versus the Mountie,
Right.
and it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, Superstars. That's something that we might have... I don't think we have, but maybe we did. We did a wrestling match review on that. I'm not sure. I know we've reviewed a lot of Tatanka matches.
Not the one with the Mountie.
Okay,
We did the
gotcha.
one with him against Kato.
Okay, we did do a lot that we haven't posted yet, but yeah, you're right. I don't think we did the one with... We'll look into that for sure as a future wrestling match review. So,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Tatanka was such a wasted talent in WWF.
I know they didn't give him after what the one finger was pin thing.
Yeah, that I mean,
That fucked him up.
It's what's stupid is that, you know, that's like all anybody ever remembers about Tatanka and WWF.
Right.
Like you bring him up to anybody these days, like, you're like, oh, you talking about the guy that got knocked out, got pinned by a fucking finger?
Yeah, that was bad call on Vince's part.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a
Or
wrestling
whoever-
fan. Yeah, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. I've watched many wrestling matches, and like that was the first time like I ever somebody got humiliated that bad. Like, I mean, you would see not even jobbers ever got fucking. I mean, they've been jobbers got fucking humiliated, but
Right.
never seen them do a fucking jobber like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna knock him out, drag him in the middle of the ring, and just put my fucking finger on him while the referee counts 3.
Right. In his career, Borga, whatever his name is, he never really went anywhere.
No, he
And
fucking what it was supposed to have happened. That fucking deal was supposed to set up like a big feud between him and Borga.
Right.
Like, that was supposed to happen. Tatanka was supposed to come back, and they have a match at the Royal Rumble. And then before they had their fucking match, Borga broke his ankle and basically made his exit from WWF.
Yeah. And then I believe he passed away, right?
Yeah, I think he committed suicide, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn.
But it's like, it was fucked up though. Like, you know, like I mean, the WWF I knew was trying to build Ludwig Borga into being, because Vince had this idea of trying to make Lex Luger as big as Hulk Hogan.
Right.
And, you know, apparently WrestleMania 10, they were planning on putting a WWF title on him, and his, you know, first big title defense would have been against, you know, they would have built up him and Borga after that. Like they were going to have Tatanka and Borga feud, and then when Luger won the belt, like they were going to, you know, push the feud towards Luger and Borga.
Right.
But with Borga breaking his ankle, I think that fucking, you know, 86'd all their fucking plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, even though with that like the way that, you know, making Bret Hart the champion at WrestleMania 10 and then going on like the feud with his brother Owen, like, you know, that was a way better story because it's like, dude, watching Bret and Owen go at it, it's like, you know, they're real life brothers. Like, people always say you don't want to see two fucking brothers going at it like that, and it's like, well, why not? Let's see who the toughest brother really is. Is it the older brother or is it the younger brother?
Yeah, let's see him throw down.
Yeah, and that match they had at WrestleMania 10, dude, like that match was a fucking classic. And Owen Hart actually getting the 1, 2, 3 over his brother, like that moment made Owen Hart. Like when he shocked the world and showed that he could beat Bret, and it's just like, because they played it perfectly because they had Owen beat Bret earlier in the night of WrestleMania. And then they had Bret go out and finish WrestleMania 10 by beating Yokozuna to become WWF champion.
Right.
Because automatically that could put Owen in like a serious deal where it's like, hey, I beat Bret earlier that night and he went out and won the title. I should get the very first title shot.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, back then WWF could build a fucking great match.
Oh yeah, those are good times.
Like the way they built the feud of Bret and Owen all the way up to their cage match at SummerSlam. Like it was just like, this is awesome. I mean, it's fucked up as two brothers going at it, but it's like, hell, you want to see something like that.
Oh yeah, plus they were great wrestlers.
And you know what? Because I mean, I feel that pain. Like, you know, I have 2 older brothers, and you know, I always imagine myself, what if I was, you know, being like Owen, showing up my brothers, but like, yeah, you want to fight? Okay, I might be the little brother, but I'll still kick your ass.
Hell yeah. So let's see here. Like going over some of these questions. He's asking, what is Joe's best year for WCW Thunder? His was 1998.
Oh, yeah, you know what? He's dead on.
1998 WCW.
98 when Thunder, fuck, dude. Yeah. That's what sucks about that show. They built that show up to a great, you know, like you had, just like, you know, they were trying to compete with WWF, and WWF had, you know, not only their Monday show, but they had like a win, you know, with SmackDown. It's like, well, WCW's like, well, we need to put out another show during the week.
Right.
It's like, you guys already do put out another show during the week. It's called WCW Saturday Night, which you guys have been, you know, your forerunner show for fucking way before WCW Nitro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, WCW Thunder. That's, yeah.
Good. They had some pretty good matches on that show.
Hell yeah, they did. Those good times.
They did one episode where they showed Macho Man and Lex Luger backstage, like talking, and Macho Man was a member of the NWO. Then out of nowhere, the whole NWO comes out, not only attacks Luger, but they attack Macho Man as well. It's like, wait, damn. Dude, he's a part of your guys' group? What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, man, they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
Next question here is back. It says, back say in late summer of 1998, he asked, was Joe upset that WWF Raw would be canceled for some USA airings to tennis?
I remember, not for the tennis one, but I do remember them fucking like having Raw taken off the air for like a week or two to promote a fucking dog show.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Really? You're gonna fucking not show Raw because you're gonna show a fucking dog show?
Damn.
I guess I'm watching WCW Nitro for the night.
Damn. Yeah, I hear you. Did you ever own Street Fighter 2 Turbo? For the, I think that came out in the Super NES.
I don't think I ever owned any of the Street Fighter games.
Right, I'm the one who was into the fighting games.
No, I was more into like the wrestling games and like games like Twisted Metal and like Grand Theft Auto where you just take cars and smash shit out of them.
Yeah. Next question: Did you have Cliffhanger and Demolition Man for the Sega Genesis? By any chance?
I don't, but I do have the movies though.
Yeah, the films are great.
Yeah.
I would like to get those games too. Get them in my collection.
Demolition Man was a great fucking movie.
Right.
I thought the way Wesley Snipes died at the end was so fucked up. Like, he's already basically frozen to death, and Stallone's gonna go by and kick his fucking head off while he's frozen.
Right.
Like, come on, dude. The motherfucker's already dead. Is that really fucking necessary?
Well, he had to make sure. He wanted to be, overkill or something.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's what's screwed up in movies. Like, you see somebody get killed, and then it's like they take it like way overboard. You're like, I was like, dude, was that really fucking necessary?
Yeah. Next question is: Did you own the Terminator for the Sega Genesis video game? I don't think I did, but I know I got the movie on like VHS and Blu-ray.
The VHS version of the Terminator is way better than the DVD.
Well, it depends on what you get. What do you mean?
Because on the VHS, the fucking gunshots.
Oh yeah, I know we have a problem with that.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's chasing after him, and they're just like firing these shotguns off at each other. And in the VHS version, they sound so badass. They're like pow, 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 pow.
Right.
And in the fucking DVD, in the newer remix or whatever,
yeah, the new audio.
They fucking sound like laser guns. They sound like pew 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 pew.
Right.
Pew.
It's like I don't have it sucks, but I don't have a huge problem with it as long as if they would have just kept the original audio, but which they didn't. If you were to get the Blu-ray, you don't get the original audio. But if you get the VHS, of course you get the original. If you get the special edition DVD to Terminator, you get the option to choose. And they should have kept on keeping that option. Yeah. Why are you fucking watering down our perfect movie? I don't understand that.
Right. I mean, they did the same thing with fucking Smokey and the Bandit.
Did they?
But yeah, if you go back and you watch the VHS version of it, the sounds of the car, everything sounds so different. Like in the fucking DVD, because I have the triple pack of them.
Right.
That's so different sounding.
Right.
Like at one point, like in the VHS, when he's smoking the tires on the Trans Am, it's like it sounds so badass, like wah! And like the fucking DVD version is like, it's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens. You know, they should always look. Like I said, I don't mind if you want to change the sound effects to this and that, but as long as you get the option to always have the original.
Yeah, exactly.
Then do what you want. But if you're gonna fucking take away the original and just give us this watered down bullshit, then fuck you, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna take away all these cool sounds, like,
right,
and make them sound so pathetic, like,
right,
make the shotgun blast sound like laser guns.
Right. I've always said it's like you get this perfect glass of Coca-Cola, and now you're pouring water into my fucking perfect pop,
Yeah.
Or Pepsi or whatever, I just don't. Give me the option to have, to listen to either or,
Yeah.
But anyways,
I mean, I know it is kind of fucked up. Like, I'm sure there's other movies they've done that too.
oh yeah, I'm sure there has been other films where they've changed things. They've taken out in Beetlejuice where he said "nice fucking model," I believe.
Yeah, you watch the DVD. He's like, "Hey, you guys are professional here," and he kicks the tree and you see it fall. And just before he says in the original, where he's like, "Nice fucking model," and grabs himself like, honk.
Yeah, that got cut out, but I don't know. It might be back in like the newer like the 4Ks or whatever. I don't know.
Well, here's another one for you: Gremlins 2.
Right.
In the original theatrical version, like the ones I remember always watching, like they have a scene with Hulk Hogan in it where he's in a movie theater and he gets up and he starts yelling at the Gremlins like, "Okay, you guys. Do you think the Grimsters could stand up to the Hulkster?"
right, and that got changed.
Yeah, in the DVD, like I picked up, I picked up a 3-pack one time. It was Gremlins 2, and the Goonies. And I watched Gremlins 2, and at the part where they're supposed to have Hulk Hogan come in, they changed it to where it's like John Wayne fucking in a shootout with them.
Right. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't remember the reason why they did that.
I don't know, but I thought that was fucking retarded. Like growing up, like watching it on VHS, because and seeing the part, I think, being a Hulkamaniac back in the day, like seeing Hulk Hogan in the movie, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, which was cool. So I don't know why he was taken out.
I don't know,
but
they changed it up with having John Wayne in like a Western film with a shootout.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look into that. But anyways, next question is: did you ever own the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker 1990 Sega Genesis game?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I think I've seen like friends or family members, cousins or whatnot play it, but I never actually owned it.
I've heard of the game, but I've never, like I said, it was never one I ever had.
Right. Next question. This is a wrestling question. Does Joe recall the 1991 WWF Primetime Wrestling with Bret Hart in the studio? Paints a picture for the Nasty Boys. And it says also in the studios the Ultimate Warrior face-to-face interview.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I don't recall that. I mean, I recall a lot of primetime wrestling stuff, but
right, I don't recall that one either. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
I
do recall one of the craziest things I ever seen on wrestling. They were building up the feud between Big Boss Man and the Mountie. And they were supposed to have Boss Man come out and like he no-show, and everybody's like, well, where is he? And somebody produced him a tape, and they played it, and it shows like a guy shooting like some footage of his wife and kids standing by the arena, and all of a sudden the wife is like, hey, what's that going on over there? And he turns the camera around, and you see like Big Boss Man in the parking lot arguing with Jimmy Hart, and the Mountie just come out of nowhere and like basically uses shock stick on him.
Yeah.
And later on they find Boss Man like in a room just getting zapped over and over by the Mountie, and I was like, dude, that's fucked up.
That's awesome. Let's see.
Their match at SummerSlam with their. Do you remember their match they fucking had at SummerSlam '91? They had a match. It was like the loser spends a night in jail.
I don't remember that.
Dude, I remember they took the Mountie to jail, and they're trying to like fingerprint him. Like, give us your finger. He's like, you want the finger? Here's the finger.
Damn.
And they're trying to get his picture. He's like, you're not taking my picture. You're not taking. And you hear the lady behind the camera yell out like, I guess the Boss Man whooped your butt, and he just like jumps like, what you say? So saying that they take his picture. They put him in a jail cell, at first they got like this drunk guy talk to him. He's like, "Get out of here!" Then like so one other guy shows up. He's like, "Hey, you want to feel the feel of leather on your body?" And he's like, "Oh,
Damn.
So you guys like, "Oh, poor Mountie, poor Mountie."
Let's see here. Did you ever own the Sega Genesis game called Two Crude Dudes? I think it's a fighting game.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got a real interesting question here. This one's right up your alley, too. What's Joe's favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film? His is Nightmare on Elm Street 3 from 1987.
And you know what? I have to 100%.
Is that what is that, the Dream Warriors?
Dream Warriors.
Oh, yeah, right, okay,
That's
good.
the one you got Jennifer Rubin in there, where she's like, you know, like this, like in reality she's like a recovering drug addict, but then like in her dream she's like this badass chick with a mohawk. And
Right.
Freddy, I remember the part Freddy turning his fingernails into needles and let's get hot.
Yeah, that was back then. That was pretty cool. My favorite would be the one with Alice Cooper.
Oh, you're talking about Freddy's Dead?
Right. They came out with the last 10 minutes of the film was like in 3D.
Yeah, like where he walks up in the basement, he's like, "You ready to take your medicine, boy?"
Yeah.
I remember he said, the young Freddy said something to him. He said something about, he's like, "You want to know the secret of pain? If you just stop feeling, you can use it."
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you stop feeling pain?
I don't know, unless we get whipped a lot.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I agree. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was awesome because like the fucking like Freddy coming out as like a giant snake trying to devour Patricia Arquette.
Right.
And then when Nancy saves her, he just looks at her and goes, "You." And Nancy knows that reaction that Nancy's like, "Oh my God." Like, she knows who that is, you know?
Right.
That's what I thought was cool, because, you know, like, they did Nightmare on Elm Street 1, which, like, I made the mistake of seeing that movie when I was a kid. And I was absolutely terrified of Freddy Krueger after that fucking movie.
Right.
But then they did Nightmare 2, which was, you know, I mean, it was kind of a cool sequel to the first one, like a different family moving into that house, and you know, but when they did 3 and they brought back Nancy, and you know, you had like a cool young cast like Patricia Arquette, she was awesome in that.
Well, hell yeah, it was a good movie for its time.
Yeah.
You know, was it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah.
But he was Larry Fishburne at that time.
Yeah. The one scene that tripped me out in Nightmare 3 is when he comes out of the TV and grabs that one chick and is like, "There you go, Jennifer, you big breaking TV. And welcome to prime time, bitch." And it just smashes her head right into the fucking TV.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That was crazy, man.
All right.
But I mean, all of them, like 3 was good. 4 was kind of stupid. 5 was, but you know, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. I mean, I know that was your favorite, but that was when I started watching the Freddy Krueger movies again. Like,
yeah, I remember seeing that at the theaters.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it, the last 10 minutes of it in 3D.
Yeah.
You know, you got to put the glasses on.
Me and my brother, we rented it from the video store, and he was getting ready to watch it, and I was like, you know what? I'm older now. I'm gonna get over my fear of Freddy Krueger. Fuck this.
Right.
And sat down and watched it. And what I found so stupid about Freddy's Dead, like he wasn't even scary in this movie.
Right.
Like the scenes where he's playing the one kid in the video games, like, great graphics.
Yeah, well, I mean, as the Freddy films went on, it became less serious and more added in comedy to it.
Yeah,
You know,
and
which worked actually for that time.
yeah,
You know,
they tried to bring Freddy Krueger back in that dark era, like in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but it just didn't have its appeal like how the first few were.
right?
Like that first one, when you go back and you watch the first one, I mean, even the music they chose, the creepiness of it, and like the way when Freddy first appeared, and he's stretching his arms like way the fuck out to where they're just like going up against the wall, like.
Right. Even the second film I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
Third one though, like as far as just a really badass film, like the third one was the best.
Right on. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? Did you own the WWF magazine September of 1999 with Road Dogg on the cover, and he has his Rottweiler on a leash?
I might have. I did collect a lot of magazines. You know, I was always buying the WWE or WWF magazines. So
back then, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, that would be 25 years ago. That's a long time.
I wish I still had all those I mean, I used to buy them all the time, but I just I didn't think the magazines would ever be like valuable or anything. And
yeah, now they are.
Yeah, and I'd do stupid shit like cutting them up and like doing other thing but. I just I wish I would have kept them all in good shape and just put them in a box somewhere.
You know, I feel the same way about my video game magazines that I would order back in the day. I would look at them for a few days and then I would just throw them out. And now I'm looking back like, why the hell did I not keep those game magazines?
Yeah, it's like I felt the same way about wrestling magazines. Because back in the day, you get those cheap at the store. You only get a couple dollars, for a WWF magazine, and
right.
And like you said, I would look through it, be cool. I'd tear out some pictures and ones that I used to make little I took a book one time. I just would put pictures I thought cool pictures of of these wrestlers in a book, and make a what do you call it? A scrapbook or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and now it's man, I wish I wouldn't have fucking did all that. I wish I would have kept them in good shape and
yeah, I agree. That'd be worth something.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do you recall the Vader versus Undertaker casket match from '97 Madison Square Garden? He said this one was televised. It was a good bout. March 16th, 1997, Madison Square Garden.
I must have missed that one because I've seen a lot of Undertaker Vader matches, but I've never seen. I don't recall seeing a casket match.
Yeah, I'd have to look into that myself.
Yeah.
Because both are great wrestlers. Oh, here we go. This one's old school, though. Let's see. Does Joe recall the Sergeant Slaughter versus Iron Sheik bout camp match on USA Network June 9th, 1984?
I do recall that because they had it on fucking YouTube.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
And I actually did watch it. It was pretty bad. Dude, wrestling back in years and years ago was a different way of life.
Oh, you're right.
It wasn't a show them two. They fucking went at it hardcore.
Yeah, right.
USA versus Iran.
Yeah, the 80s had some really good matches.
You remember Iron Sheik's always his dialogue before matches? He'd come out with Nikolai Volkov and he'd get on the microphone and he'd be like, Russia, #1, Iran, #1, USA.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He'd get his ass whooped today, and if somebody were to say that today, like, oh man.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you say today. Too many fucking snowflakes.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see here. What are Joe? Okay. It says, what are Joe's least favorite Summer Slams? One from the 90s and one from the 2000s.
My least favorite?
His least favorite. His are, it says, 1993 and 2007 are his least favorites.
Huh.
That's a good question. I haven't watched the Summer Slams in such a long time, except for the 93.
Yeah, which I was there.
Which you were there at, so that's one. That's his least favorite from the 90s.
I can understand why it would be, because nothing really big happened.
That's true. That's true. It wasn't nothing great. It was just alright.
Yeah, there was no title changes. There was no fucking you go into that match with Luger and Yokozuna wanting to see Lex Luger win.
Right, he wins, but technically he doesn't.
He wins by a count out.
Right, so he doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah, and what gets me is he wins by a count out, and then they bring everybody out like this big celebration, dropping red, white, blue balloons from the ceiling, like in a big showcase, like thinking oh, he won, okay, he won. But why are you all celebrating like he won the WWF title?
Right.
Like they had all the wrestlers come out, like the Steiner Brothers, fucking Tatanka, Macho Man. They all were like holding fucking Lex Luger up and going around the ring like you're celebrating because he won by a count out.
Right. So, what would be your least 90s SummerSlam event? And what would be your least 2000s SummerSlam? Do you have any, or?
Thinking. Least favorite SummerSlams.
The worst ones.
Well, I have to honestly agree. I mean, out of all the SummerSlams in the 90s, 93 was the
worst?
Well, I wouldn't say the worst. It was just...
Your least favorite?
Basic, you know?
Right, and you were there.
They had some good matches, but nothing, really...
Nothing really stood out.
No, I mean, like I said, if you go to an event, if you're going to have an event, you at least have give the fans something to really cheer for. Like, have you have so many fucking titles, you can't have one fucking change hands at this event.
Right. What about in the 2000s?
That was a good one. SummerSlam.
I haven't watched any of them except for the
I would
93.
say my least favorite, I don't know what year it was. It was the year they had Randy Orton fight Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Because I thought that was, okay, I'm a big Hulkamaniac, but still, at that event, having him whoop a young up-and-coming, star like Randy Orton, like showing that an old man can beat, a young guy, like I don't care, like Hulk Hogan was big in the 80s and 90s, but when he fought Randy Orton, like having him beat Randy Orton, that was just that's fucking stupid. Like, you know how much it would build Randy Orton's career if you had him fucking whoop Hulk Hogan?
Right.
Him coming up with that whole legend killer fucking gimmick. Like, they could have really had, that'd be a big gimmick. Like, if they would have had him go over on Hulk Hogan, he could have really been like, I am the legend killer.
True.
But typical Hulk Hogan, that don't work for me, brother.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It don't work.
I'm so fucking old, I can barely get around the ring, and this kid should be running circles around me, but I want him to sell for me like it's 1987 again, brother. WrestleMania 3, brother.
Yeah.
I gotta get this win so that way I can give the fans my 20-minute hose down afterwards.
Right. A good old Hulk Hogan for you.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I saw a YouTube video where people were pissed because, like, in 1992, Ric Flair won the WWF title when he won the Royal Rumble, went over an hour, and they wouldn't even let, like, Hulk Hogan wouldn't even let him celebrate. Like, he won the fucking match, gets the title, then Hulk Hogan immediately runs in the ring, chases him off, and it's like, oh, why I'm out here? Listen, I know I didn't win, but you're still going to get the 20-minute blows down, brother.
Yeah, fuck that.
Even though I got to make it all about me, brother. All about me, brother.
Right. So, here, we got a cool question here. Did you own any of the WWF Spotlight magazines? He says these were the magazines focusing on one specific WWF wrestler. Let's see, they had Bret Hart, Big Boss Man, Jake the Snake Roberts, Shawn Michaels.
I might have had a few of them, but I don't.
Spotlight mag. I don't remember those.
I remember so many wrestling magazines back in the day. I've had probably. I can't recall what I've had. Like, right. I know of, like, not just WWF magazines. I had WWF magazines, WCW magazines. They had a magazine, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. They had a couple other different wrestling magazines growing up. But I mean, wherever I could find them, I would buy whatever wrestling magazine I could find.
Kick ass. We got another question here. Did Joe have a computer in the 90s? Did you own a computer in the 90s?
I didn't, but my brother did.
Okay, right on. I know I didn't get a computer until a friend at work gave me one, I want to say in like 2001.
Yeah.
Would probably be like my first computer.
Yeah.
So I know my buddy Mark, he had a computer. His mom had a computer in the 90s. And we would go over to his house and get online and look up stuff. But I personally didn't until like 2001.
I would get on my brother's, and I was always going on this like Blockbuster site where you could like look up movies, look up, stars from that. You could click on one.
Right.
They tell you like other movies is like, and I was going on there like, okay, they played in that movie, okay, cool,
Right.
But there's nothing like the internet today. Like,
oh yeah, it's very different now.
Yeah. So you can find anything on the internet.
Right. Let's see here. Did you see, I'm sure you did, WWF Survivor Series 1996?
Survivor Series 96?
Yeah. Do you remember that event? I'm sure you probably even had the VHS.
That was the, they had the first ever match between, well, pay-per-view wise, Stone Cold against Bret Hart.
Okay. This happened, let's see, 11/17/1996.
Yeah.
That's old school, man. Yeah.
They had fucking Bret Hart against Stone Cold. They had I think, what was the main at 96? Was that the... Oh yeah, that was when they had Sid against Shawn Michaels.
Was it?
Yeah. They had a couple of wrestlers debuted at the night. That was when the first ever The Rock debuted.
Oh.
When he came in as Rocky Maivia.
Oh yeah, I didn't care for that gimmick.
No. It's funny. I had a friend of mine who used to watch wrestling back. I think it was he used to call The Rock it's Rocky Maivia. I was like, dude,
Hell
that's a
yeah.
good one, man. It's a Rocky Maivia. It's Rocky Maivia.
That's funny. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's
What?
so long ago. I mean, I bet you now. I wonder what he thought when The Rock did get his push and become the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. If you some yow,
What The Rock is cooking.
your kid.
Yeah, he put on some good promos.
Oh yeah.
I give it to him. Next question is, what year did Joe get a Sega Genesis system?
Ooh,
He
that's
said-
a good question.
He said his was late 1991.
I would say probably. I want to say maybe 90
90?
because I remember. No, my bad. No, 90s when I got the RoboCop Nintendo game. Yeah, probably around, I don't know, 91, 92, whenever. Yeah, because I remember having it when the Beavis and Butthead game came out.
Yeah, I had that game.
That game was fun to play.
It's hard, though. It's fun,
Oh, I know.
but it's
They
hard.
can't make all games fucking easy, you know?
Yeah, some are just a bitch to beat.
I know, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Nintendo game.
Yeah.
The fucking water's trying to defuse those bombs. That shit pissed me off. I can never make it past that fucking level, no matter how hard I tried, no matter all the times I played that game growing up.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people could had a hard time with that.
I can never get past that fucking water level.
Right. Next question is, did Joe own the 1993 Hasbro King of the Ring that is yellow, or the 1990 original, which is blue?
Say what now?
His question is, Joe said he had the Hasbro ring, but he's asking, did Joe also own the 1993 Hasbro ring, King of the Ring, that is yellow, or did you have the 1990 original, which is blue?
Yeah, I had the blue one.
Okay.
I had the one that came, that you always seen in the damn commercials where like, comes with flag and championship belt.
Oh yeah, the good old school days.
Yeah, it was cool when you got, like, you had the championship belt, because you could put that belt on any figure you wanted to be cut, like, it's like, you know, it was like, so I remember I had a Tatanka figure, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make him my WWF champion.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna wear the belt. Fuck what Vince McMahon says.
He's gonna wear that fucking belt. Okay, next question is, what is Joe's score of WWF King of the Ring 1993? He gives it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That was the night you had Yokozuna defeat Hulk Hogan with Hulk Hogan's own finishing move. Yokozuna pinned him with a fucking leg drop.
Oh yeah.
After the fireball got thrown in his face.
Damn.
But I remember that. I thought, you know, I know Yokozuna was going to win that match, but defeating Hulk Hogan with his own move, a fucking leg drop, I was like, that's fucking insult. Like, I'm surprised Hulk Hogan let him get over like that. Like, yeah, brother, pin me with my own move.
Right. That is some.
But you know what, though? I can see why. I mean, a leg drop from Yokozuna was way more devastating than a leg drop from Hulk Hogan.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yoko, when he dropped a leg, he pretty much landed on your fucking head.
It damn near kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a wrestler, dude, I was surprised he didn't really totally hurt this guy. Like, remember that one jobber he bonsai dropped?
Yeah, and he slipped.
But, like, he basically, like, landed on the dude's neck.
Yeah, I've seen him land on a guy's chest and face, and he slipped, and I think his full weight went on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, that's bad day to be a jobber.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's funny. It's funny, like, when you see him bonsai drop, like, a known talent, like, you know, like Tatanka or somebody, like, he would, like, you know, you see that he would take care of that wrestler. Like, he would land with his, like, basically with his feet first while holding the rope to kind of, like, take some of the momentum away from it.
Right.
But when he did that to a fucking jobber, like, he would be all out. Like, he'd just throw himself to the fucking wind. Like,
I don't think that's cool, you know, to fuck up jobbers just because they're jobbers. You don't fucking, you know,
these
hurt.
guys are coming in and let you fucking toss them around and fucking, you know, make yourself look like a badass and totally sell for you. You know, they're already doing you a fucking favor, and you're going to take, you know, advantage of that and try to legit hurt the guy. Like, that ain't right.
Right. Let's see here. Next question is, did you have WWE 24/7 digital cable subscription service in the 2000s?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
But
we're all about physical.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another question here, which is, and this will be the last one for the night, guys. We're going to wrap this one up, but his question here is, what did Joe think of SummerSlam 2003? He gives it an 8.
2003.
2003 SummerSlam.
I'm trying to think of. I don't remember what.
Well, I mean, 2003. Let me look it up. I'll let you know who's all in it.
2 was when 2003.
I'll Wikipedia this bitch real quick.
I thought it'd been Brock Lesnar against Kurt Angle. I may have been not mistaken.
Let's see. Yep, this one had Kurt Angle defeated Brock Lesnar by submission.
Yeah, and they have like Eddie Guerrero against RVD or
no,
Benoit
Eddie Guerrero defeated Chris Benoit.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that. That was when he was United States champion.
And Shane McMahon defeats it.
I give that been a good rating.
Hell yeah, it looks like a good lineup, you know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But
SummerSlam, baby.
SummerSlam. But anyways, there's a lot more questions here. We can't get to them. We'll get to them. We can't get to them now, but we'll get to them next time because I know your battery's getting low. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this podcast up, guys. But I definitely got all this stuff written down for next time as far as the questions go. But yeah, we'll do it again for sure. This was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So that is it for now, guys. We're out of here, and y'all have a kick-ass motherfucking night, day, morning. I don't know, whenever the hell you're watching this.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. We out, and peace.